Hello, welcome to Foster My Stories, Achievement Focused Podcast, the podcast for, I'm going to let you tell me what this podcast is for. That is today's final trivia question. All right, so welcome to the week four Foster My Story podcast 2-year anniversary. Before I get started, I am doing a early final live for the celebration month. As I already know, this is coming on Christmas Eve and also Christmas Day. A lot of people are spending time with their families, so I wanted to go ahead and, present this content, and hopefully someone watching the replay will be able to take advantage of what I'm able to share. All right, but before I jump into what I want to say today, let me give a shout out to my little sister. Her birthday is today, Destiny Edwards. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a dynamic weekend and a wonderful holiday with you and your family. And yes, she's my sister. Destiny Edwards, happy birthday. If you are on Facebook, which if you're watching this, you are, feel free to reach out to her. This is her name right here. She has a cute dog in the photo. So if you find this page and see this cute dog, you're at the right place. Feel free to give her a shout out. All right. Love you, Destiny. Happy birthday. And so let's get started, right? So today is week 4, final week. And I was going to do these on Sundays, but I decided once again today to do it super early because, next couple of days, I'm pretty sure you're going to be with your families and just, spending time running around. So I wanted to go ahead and get this live to you to watch now or to replay. Got quite a few things I want to share on here that I'm hoping someone watching can take advantage of. And not just because it's the holidays, you can use this stuff well after the new year, going into a new year, and hopefully this stuff helps you in your journeys and what you're trying to do. All right, so let's jump in. And once again, welcome to week 4. Let's jump into let me go into some promoted discounts I want to give you. Let me see, can I share my screen? I want to make sure you see what I'm seeing, right? And don't get worried if you hear some noise in the background. It's very, very super, super windy where I'm at. So you're going to hear some howling, some blowing, and that's what's happening. So no worries. It was just very windy. We're having some crazy weather right now. Surprisingly, here in South Carolina, as we know, it could be 100 degrees tomorrow. It could be 50 degrees right now. And as we are experiencing that winter storm that is happening for a couple of states. Not like my brother who was in Buffalo. He got all the snow and all the weather. So, hoping him and his family are safe. But I prefer the nice, warm, and sunny. Okay. But it's never consistent here in South Carolina. So as if anybody who lives in South Carolina knows, the weather is just, it does its own thing. All right. So next up, I want to get into, let me go to the Facebook page and share that with you as well. All right, so hopefully you are viewing the Facebook page right now, Foster My Stories Plus. This is where this content is streaming right now, and I'm going to walk you through exactly what I want to talk about today. And once again, this is the final live for this month because this is the 2-year anniversary celebration all month of December. I really appreciate everyone who has made this podcast what it is, every listener, every participant, every guest, and I'm super excited one day at a time for where this may progress to. But for right now, I'm celebrating 2 years. And so on the Foster My Stories Facebook page, and if you're on this page right now, well, you should be because you're watching this content, right? All right, and so on the page, you should scroll down, and right now you'll see what I posted, today's celebration content, and the promo discounts I want to go into. So on really the breakdown of what I'm talking about today, you're going to see a couple links. I'm going to talk about a website, store builder, WordPress hosting, general hosting, or professional website hosting, or website. And then all from one of my recommendations today for discounts as well, or promotionals, and or my referral links. You can click any of these links. If you choose to tackle the WordPress hosting, the general hosting, the professional website builder, you may be in the drawing for a possible gift card. Excuse me, my voice trying to read me. Gift card. If you do the website store builder, you could possibly get $60. If you do the WordPress hosting, $150, and if you do the general hosting, and this is hosting for whatever platform you already use, possible $16, or end up for just your efforts in being able to obtain these items. And then once again, you can use my promotional codes that I have here in the description of this content, which you can find on the Facebook page right now, Foster My Stories Plus. And you can go to the description for today's video, and all the discount links are right here. So you'll be able to find it quickly, and it breaks down what you need to do, right? So basically, I'm promoting today the Ionos. Let me share this tab instead. This is what I would like to promote to you today. Very cool website. You could get website hosting for like $1 a month, and I'm not exaggerating on this. I actually use them. They have some great content. If you're trying to build a website, if you just need a host, to kind of switch gears from what you're currently paying and on whatever platform you're paying. And the reason why I'm recommending them is because, hey, they got some great deals that can help you right where you are. But what I would like to also share, and how you get to the website, is www.ionos.com. Some people may know them as oneandone.com. If you go to oneandone.com, it will lead you here to Ionos. So they all are same umbrella company, but they have really great pricing, whether you're trying to get a website, e-commerce hosting, if you're wanting to get on WordPress, if you're just wanting like an email or office setup or domain. They're very affordable for what they offer. And so that's why they are being promoted here today on Foster My Stories 2-year anniversary celebration. Once again, I want to share this content and my promotional deals right here. These links, you can go to any of these links. If you just want to use the site as itself, the whole site, go to my referral link right here, the first link. If you want to do your website store builder, there's a second link. WordPress hosting, third link. General web hosting, fourth link. If you want a professional to step in and help you out, that is the last link. Or if you would like me to work with you on building a basic web page that with a rate that fits your budget, feel free to reach out and let me see how I can better assist you right where you are. You may be needing a personal website or professional website for your business, or you may be an entrepreneur, a startup. Hey, I want to talk to you and see how I can help you get a basic website. All right. And so that is really, once again, the promotional discounts for today. Once again, if you tackle any of these last 3 to 4 items right here, you could be up in the that wind is picking up. You could be up in the running for a possible gift card, $60 for the website store builder, WordPress hosting, $150, and then general web hosting, because Ionos has some dynamic pricing, about $16 or and up. So I would not discredit, or you just go to these links and you can just read for yourself and see what you would like to do. And then once again, I'm here as well if you're needing something that fits your budget. Websites can be expensive, and sometimes you may need somebody to assist you in just putting it all together, right? All right. And so next up, I want to jump into maybe a suggested gift idea. If you're once again on the Foster My Stories podcast, or Foster My Story Plus, excuse me, Facebook page. Right here on the promotional, you probably see this figurine right here. It's because I am wanting to, and this is for gift ideas. Now, this is a specialized gift idea you can consider. There is Cox Toys and Collectables. I work with this gentleman, so I'm promoting his information. He is currently on eBay. He has collectible toys and items that you can go view. I'm going to show you his content in a second as soon as my screen pulls up. But yeah, he collects things, and once again, collectibles, as we all know, you may have, I don't know, like a grandparent or an uncle or someone who's into toys and like GI Joe and or maybe Marvel and comic books. This might be a great gift option, and not just for the holidays, which we are currently in, but also maybe a birthday idea. And once again, Cox Toys and Collectables, which I am showing you right now here, is on eBay. Cox Toys and Collectables, making sure I'm showing that to you so you can write it down and get to it easily, is on eBay. And he sells all sorts of things. So far, he's sold 1.8K. That's a lot. And some items are, of course, these are collectibles. So first come, first basis. You can reach out to him on this page to be able to like talk to him to see how to best get these items. If you're local here to the Midlands, he can get them to you right away. If he has to ship them to you, of course, you can make some kind of arrangement that you can reach to him about. Let's scroll down and see what he got. Yeah, a lot of these toys and figures are, of course, coming from, there's some Star Wars, there's Slash, Guns N' Roses, comic books, and just different figurines, Michael Jordan, G.I. Joe. Yeah, and this, I'm pretty sure there's people out here who's fans of these types of items. And of course, hey, he has a PS5 here. That's a hot item this holiday season, I'm pretty sure. But it looks like this one is coming with about 6 games or so. So that's a plus. But feel free in your spare time to, I'm just kind of scrolling through right now. Feel free in your spare time to come to his eBay store. It's called Cox, COX Toys and Collectables. And once again, you're at the right page because you would see this at the top. Make sure it says 1.8K and 82 followers. Cox Toys and Collectables. And once again, he works, we work at the same place. So that's how I stumbled upon him. He's always talking about these items and how to find great deals. And but if you know somebody, once again, if you have an uncle or somebody in your family that just loves collectibles and just nostalgia, I would recommend Cox Toys and Collectables to you for them. And not just because it's the holidays, right? There's people's birthdays still coming up. There's still the new year. So this stuff, will be around. Well, of course, first come, first serve, because these are collectibles. All right. So once again, I'm going to let you scroll through. I'm kind of scrolling through myself briefly. That's classic right there. All right. And so Cox Toys and Collectables is a gift idea, a specialized gift idea, because they are collectibles for you to consider for a loved one. All right. And what is the question, right? The question of this week. What is the week question I want to ask, right? So, of course, every week I ask a specific question, a trivia question. Well, because this is the last week and I'm choosing to do this today instead of Sunday, the prize is going to be bigger. So the question of the week that I would like to ask you is, what is the Fostered My Stories podcast saying that I say all the time at the end of all my episodes? Well, most of my episodes, you can find this content on any of the podcasts. At the end, I always say a spiel. I always say, what is that spiel being blah, 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 blah. And I would like the extensive reason Now you could go find the answer because it's at the end of the podcast, but I'm looking for someone to answer what is the extensive reason for why I say that. If anybody can reach out to me and answer what is the end saying that I say all the time at the end of each podcast and the extensive reason for me saying that, then you're going to get a bigger prize. And you're probably wondering, okay, what's the prizes? Well, the person is going to, I'm wanting to give away some good stuff, some Amazon gift cards, some restaurant gift cards, some movie theater gift cards, and then definitely some other stuff. So yeah, if you can find out what do I say all the time at the end of each podcast, is a saying I always say, but what is the extensive reason I say that? I would love to get some feedback on that. And of course, if you've watched the podcast or you know of the podcast, you can find the answers easily. And if you're new, let's say it this way, because you may be new and this may be your first time listening to this live and this content, and you're trying to figure out like, what in the world am I talking about? Well, of course, for those who don't know, I have a podcast, which is why I'm celebrating this 2-year anniversary, and why I'm live right now. That it hasn't reached the 2 years mark, and all month long I've been giving away trivia questions and prizes in celebration of the 2-year mark. And speaking of the 2-year mark, let me pull this up. Let me see if I can show this. I don't know if it's gonna pull up while we're on here. I hope it does. Right there we go. Okay, so hopefully you see this, right? Not this that's coming up. I'm about to minimize that. Okay. All right, so let's go down a little memory lane. All right, so we celebrated week 1 of the 2-year anniversary. I gave some promotional discount ideas, some suggested gift ideas. We did the McNess, that's MCNESS store.com. They should still have some items on there, by the way, if you want to go and still get some holiday ideas, gift ideas. And you can also, of course, still use them well after the holidays. They're not going anywhere. But McNessstore.com was promotional. Then Sweet Creations by Melinda was your highlighted suggestion that you can definitely use. And once again, it's not too late. I know we're 2 days away, right? But she does Sweet Creations year round. And so if you have some New Year's goodies you're thinking about, feel free to go to sweetcreationsbymelinda.com and check out what she has. She may have some promotional specials on there. We asked about Dave Arm and what was his turning point from a youth. And then we went into week 2 and was able to dive into some content as well. We was able to tackle Danny Van's 100% of 99 days of 100% encouragement book, phenomenal aging out mentor. And then I suggested I Write Rhymes, which you can get on 123mangotree.com, 20% discount by putting I Write Rhymes in the promotional discount code. And then Cheryl Williams, I asked you what was she trying to reform and why. And then in week 3, I was able to share with you how Stephanie Randall was able to answer both of those questions week 1 and 2, and she was the prize winner. Was able to snag her copy of I Write Rhymes, and she also was able to get her own Amazon gift card, which I'm hoping that she's enjoying. And I want you to also be a winner as well. So last week we went over promotional discount items. There was some caramel latte bread that I was able to mention from Pampered Chef, which is associated with Stephanie Randall as well. And we talked about Navy, the rocket engineer, based off a true story, along with the trivia question of for the Penns. This is Wayne and Felicia Penn Jr. I asked basically what is the name of their podcast, and if you scroll back down on this Facebook page, Foster My Story plus Facebook page, the links to everything I talked about is there in the content, just like how I'm showing you the items here today. If you're still interested in answering that question, feel free to do so. You can answer that question, or you can submit to me this week's question for myself, which is asking you what is the thing I always say at the end of each podcast. It's something I always say, but I'm looking for the extended answer, not just. I'm not looking for somebody to just say, "Oh, you always say da 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 da." Yes, but what's the extended answer? The answer's there. If somebody digs to find it, there's an extended reason. I always say that, and if somebody can provide the saying plus the extended reason, then you're gonna win big. So you have until the 1st, which is next Sunday, to answer that. But if you don't, no worries. There's gonna be more stuff, more opportunities. But for this week, definitely you can snag some of these things I'm presenting to you now. Once again, today is the 23rd. I usually do this around 12 on Sundays. Wanted to go ahead and do an early showing because I understand next 2 days is gonna be crazy for a lot of people. Whoever's going out. If you're in the Midlands like myself, bundle up. It's supposed to get in the teens, and I don't like to be cold. Some people love it, but that's not me. And then plus, as you may have heard already, the wind is just going crazy. So, anywho, yeah, that is week 3. And once again, the promotional discounts that I want to really kind of rehash on to you today is my referral link. And once again, this is to the Ionis website hosting. You can all this is in the description. You could go to my promotional link referral. If you're needing a website hosting for WordPress, general hosting, you could take advantage of any of these links, and then could be in the running for a possible gift of 60, 150, or 16 and up. I'm gonna say and up, because once again, Ionis, also known as 1&1.com, they do a phenomenal job in their content and what they provide for just that rate. It's very affordable. Once again, also, I have a thing if you are needing a basic, and I'm saying basic, if you want to work with me on a basic website, for yourself that fits your budget, feel free to reach out to me so I can see how to best help you with that. And also to recap, your suggested specialized gift idea, not just for the holidays, but also as birthdays and stuff are coming up, maybe anniversaries are coming up. Cox Toys and Collectables may be a great gift idea for someone an uncle, a dad, a brother, a neighbor, I don't know, someone who loves collectibles. I would reach out to Cox Toys and Collectables, which is on eBay, and look through what he has to offer and see if there's something on there that you think would be great. Maybe you have a birthday theme coming up that's Star Wars, and this right here would be a great gift to add to that. Or, hey, you're into heavy metal, Slash from Guns N' Roses, maybe something for you. And then down here you have Tony Stark, Iron Man. Okay, I could go on, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Cox Toys and Collectables. Feel free to, once again, it's on eBay, and it's also in the link on the Foster My Story Plus Facebook page for you as well. Go there, look through the content, and once again, if you have some questions, you can contact the seller. Let's see, gonna go there now, see if it'll pull up. Well, I would have to log in, but you could, you continue with Facebook, or create a quick account, and it will get you to the seller, and y'all could communicate from there. But once again, Cox Toys and Collectables, this is your suggested specialized gift ideas for that special person, or somebody and once again, I'm just going down the review, right? The trivia question today is, what do I always say at the end of each episode for Foster My Stories? And but not just that. What is the reason? What's the extended reason that I've gone into saying that? I say that, and then I went into an explanation. If somebody can remember or find the explanation, or remember from some of the episodes why I say what I say, you're going to win big. And I'll make sure to reach out to you and let you know how you won big. All right. Well, today's a shorter episode once again because this is the holidays. I realize people have a lot of shopping and stuff still yet to do. Some Christmas cookies. Maybe you're watching Holiday Baking Championship like I am. The Food Network. Getting hungrier and hungrier. But I would just want to just take the time to just thank each and every one of you for just celebrating this 2-year anniversary with me on Foster My Stories for the Foster My Stories podcast. And oh yeah, and for those of you who are like, I still don't know where to go to get to her content, you can scroll down. Once again, each week, except for today, I did a little different. I've posted like how to get to certain things. So this week you're at the right place if you see this post right here with me right here in the middle, the figurine with the basketball collectible. That's this week's content. But if you scroll down, once again, you're going to see other stuff to help you link to what I'm talking about. This was last week's. And then, of course, the links to what I was talking about are in the description. PamperedChef.com right now has a special 3 for $25. Stephanie Randall, like I said earlier, she's a Midlands. If you're in the Midlands of South Carolina, she's a Midlands consultant. So she can help you right here locally. Or, she can help you out. Just talk to her. Like you may live next door in North Carolina or something, but talk to her to see how she could be of assistance to you. Last week as well, basically talked about Navy, the rocket engineer. Oh, and if you missed last week, basically I was saying how right now these are out of stock until January, but still feel free to reserve your copy. Navy, the rocket engineer is out of stock, but new copies are coming fresh in January. I would still look into that. Great story for youth who are, needing an inspiration to know that they could be a rocket engineer. They can do beyond what they. And let me just say that. Let me just give that testimony real quick again, because I hear this so much, especially from parents about their youth. And those who know me, I'm very passionate about this subject. I know how it feels. I know growing up, I was shoved into this stuff and it was far from what I was. And so a lot of times kids, especially from, the underserved communities, they tend to get shoved into remedial and isolation and medication. And they'll go through stuff called IEPs but not every kid learns a certain way in a class setting. Some kids are hands-on. Some kids are like artistic and not artistic, like they need to be on medication or anything. I don't know. I know each family's different and each parent feels they need to do what's best for their kids. But I'm going to just go down the spill again. When I was briefly subbing, I watched kids that were kind of talked at and talked over, try harder and perk up when I would kind of come from behind that and start encouraging them. I didn't send them to the principal. I didn't tell them to go take their medicine. I didn't tell them they were bad, they were wrong. I just encouraged them right where they were. And I'm telling you, just that moment, and this happened to me multiple times, so that's the only reason I keep harping on it. I saw them perk up and try harder. It's like a fresh wind hit them just by encouragement. So long story short, that's why I'm like a big advocate primarily against remedial isolation medication. I understand some kids may need that, or parents may feel like their kid needs that. Other kids, unfortunately get labeled that, and that's in behavioral, and that's not really what they need. Some kids, unfortunately, go through abuse and just trauma at home. And so, of course, if they're going through abuse and trauma at home, they're not going to be able to come to school and be their best. And if anybody who knows me knows what I'm talking about, that's what it is. It's not because they're bad and they're just out of control. It's because some stuff is happening beyond their control, which myself and a group that I'm associated with, we are currently fighting against and trying to make change for. All right. Well, that was my spiel. So I'm about to also go to the YouTube page for those of you who are fairly new to whatever I'm talking about, right? Let me see if it'll let me pull it up. Or better yet, just for the sake of time, if you go to YouTube, because you may have to sign in, it may say the same thing. Go to at Foster My Story Plus. It's the same, this right here. Frank Mary Story with an I, not a Y, plus. And it should get you right there to the page. Or once again, you can scroll down here. Or go back into the description of last week and go catch the replay. Let's see, one of my lives, one of these weeks I did the actual, let's see. I'm still here, no worries. I just want to find it for you. But you know what? It's not in these links, but on this page, if you go to about and watch, as soon as I try to find it, it's not gonna be there, right? Story of my life. Let's see, the contact information, blah, blah, blah. All right, there we go. Awesome. Now, if you go to about and contact information, go to YouTube right here. This link right here. There's a long link right here. That's how you get to that page. And I'm also on Instagram and then this is YouTube as well. So go to that page. That's the Foster My Story Plus. Why is there a plus? Because there's other efforts besides the Foster My Stories podcast I'm working on, other efforts that I'm wanting to develop and bring to fruition to help the multitudes write the vision, make it plain, right? Some stuff takes progression and time, but I'm grateful for the journey. So once again, today was early live to the Sunday 12 p.m. Eastern time I would have done for the Foster My Stories 2-year podcast celebration. Once again, this is week 4. I'm doing it today because I realized, hey, people got stuff to do. So I'm wanting to do it now. And I'm hoping that somebody, even if you're not watching this, if you catch the replay, welcome. And feel free to just look up this content that I went over like 18 billion times. Right now, I have some, once again, promo discounts. If you're looking for a website host or a website, I recommend 1-in-1 or better known as Ionos. That's IONOS.com. You can use any of my links here to help you with this process. Go to the link, see what they have to say, and see how you can, from this content, be able to get the special to help you on your journey. Once again, if you're wanting my assistance to help you build a basic website, feel free to reach out, and I would love to chat with you on a rate that fits your budget. And then also, last spill, I promise, trivia question. If somebody can reach out to me and let me know, you can inbox me and let me know what is the thing I always say at the end of each podcast. And once again, you can go to the podcast link I just showed you in the about section, contact section of this page right here, or right here. There we go. Right in my face, right there. Right there. All right. Go there and playlist and pull up any of the episodes, scroll all the way to the end. And I always say something at the very end. But if somebody could tell me not just what I say being blah, 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 but why do I say that? I'm looking for what I say and the why. If somebody can reach out to me and tell me what I say and why I say that, man, I would love to talk to you. All right. And then once again, last but not least, the suggested gift idea is from Cox Toys and Collectables on eBay. And you don't have to look at this stuff just because it's the holidays, right? You still have New Year's coming. You still have people's birthdays and anniversaries coming up. Hey, you may have some collectibles and stuff yourself. Maybe you can make a deal with Cox Toys and Collectables. I don't know. But, check this stuff out, see what he has to offer, reach out to him. And, of course, you're going to have to sign in. You can sign in via Facebook if you don't want to create an account. But reach out to him, and work out something. You may have a birthday party, a theme coming up, Star Wars, and this would be a great gift for somebody All right. Well, that's my last 800th spill, I'm hoping. And I just, once again, just thank each and every one of you for just making 2 years dynamic. And like I say all the time, I'm going to just take one day at a time. I'm hoping to get to see a 3rd year and be able to present some bigger items, bigger prizes, bigger content. But once again, as with anything, everything is a journey. All right. Well, aside from today's content, once again, this is an early final live for the 12 o'clock. That would have been Sunday. This is replacing Sunday, so you can enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend going into next week. Just take the time to just really appreciate family and people you don't know. I feel like during the holidays, everybody's more nicer and, friendlier. And I don't know, I just feel that we shouldn't wait till the holidays to be nicer and more friendlier. I feel like it should be a daily effort year round. And anybody who knows me knows where I'm coming from. It's not to just say, don't be nice and friendly during the holidays. It's basically just for us all, myself included, to be mindful that every day is a daily effort. And for some people, it hasn't been an easy year, and we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. But each of us, myself included, can just take one day at a time. If I want to say anything, take one day at a time. I know, a lot of people say, look at the big picture. For me, I've had to kind of take one day at a time and slow down from looking at the big picture because, I may pull my hair out. So I'm not trying to do that. But if you or myself can just take one day at a time and just reflect on everything you are grateful for outside of just anything material, I'm grateful. I could go down a list right now. I'm grateful for just breath and life, that I myself didn't give myself, grateful that I'm learning that I have purpose, grateful that, I was born for a reason and a purpose, grateful that I have family, foster family, biological family, grateful I have adopted family, meaning people I've met along the way. Grateful for the life lessons that I've learned along the way, grateful for the lessons I will learn along the way. You never get too old to learn anything, right? Grateful for the things that have taught me to be a better person, grateful for the challenges and the struggles. A lot of people don't like to talk about challenges and struggles. A lot of people like to forget those things and don't bring them up. I think, well, for myself, I have found that's been therapeutic talking about it, and not to a therapist. Therapeutic as far as just, being transparent about what we've been through, where we've come from, because you never know. You never know if it's your neighbor or somebody, I don't know, in passing that is going through the same thing you've gone through, maybe currently going through. And sometimes people just need, to just talk to people, and not because something's wrong or they need, my spill again, not because they need to be institutionalized or medicated up. Some people just really need a positive listening ear, no judgment, and to kind of just, help them through. I don't know. I can go on and on. All right. But other efforts coming up for the podcast is I'm wanting to do some lives. When I mean lives is I want to start doing some live readings, a chapter, maybe a week of the book, the Foster book, which is now on Amazon. Well, been on Amazon because I am in the works of getting some new material to you, which I'm excited about. But I'm wanting to do a live reading of Fostered, which is on Amazon. If you are wanting me to progress with that, feel free to leave a comment and let me know how you feel about that. Would you like to hear a live chapter reading of Fostered? Fostered is my first book on Amazon. It's basically kind of like highlighting a 17-year journey in the South Carolina foster care system. Reason why I'm wanting to read that, because once again, it pairs with the Foster My Stories podcast, which is you thought I was going to tell you what it was. That's the answer I'm looking for, plus the why. All right. But this has been a journey. I'm super excited to just continue taking one day at a time, and I'm hoping to talk to someone out there. Also, I am wanting to create a 3-part anthology. And if you are wanting to be a part of this anthology, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to read submissions and then pick final selections. So basically, I am wanting to create a 3-part anthology of testimonials. A lot of times people focus on what happened to me and that's it. I want to hear people's testimonies about you went through this thing, but God, or you overcame. The first the first anthology is Fostered and Favored. Hey, I want to hear your testimony about if you was in foster care or whatnot, but you're favored. You're favored because you have a testimony in that. Or I want to hear your testimony if you've been adopted and appointed. Yeah, you was adopted, but you were appointed to go through that for a testimony. I want to hear your testimony. Or you may have been orphaned. Well, you may have been orphaned, but you were orphaned and ordained. You were preordained to go through that for a testimony, for a greater purpose. So if you were fostered and favored, adopted and appointed, or orphaned and ordained, I would love to read your submissions, and the finalized selections will go into an anthology. And not just an anthology, the goal is also to create short films behind this. So feel free to reach out. And if you're willing to be a part, feel free to inbox me. We could talk about your email address. I'm going to read over selections. I have a team of professionals as well who knows all about those 3 categories. And also, hopefully help me pick the final selections. And then we'll see where we can go from there. All right. Well, once again, 2-year anniversary Foster My Stories podcast. Tell me what I always say and the extension of why I always say that. And if you can inbox me why I always say that, then you're going to win big. Week 4. Well, you enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend, I might as well say. Bundle up. If you're anything like me, I don't like to be cold. So I'm a bundle up. I'm probably going to get some hot chocolate with the little marshmallows. Okay, guys, I got to mention this. I mentioned apple cider to a coworker, and she looked at me like I was crazy. So apparently, okay, I don't know. Hey, I'm in the South, so a lot of people don't. I'm gonna just say a lot of minority people don't know about apple cider. They think about apple cider vinegar. I don't know if anybody can inbox me and agree to what I'm talking about, that I'm not strange in talking about how good, not apple cider vinegar, but apple cider. Apple cider is comes in a yellow box, and you get it in the same aisle maybe as tea, I think, or hot chocolate. Long story short, it's good. It's so good. It sounds nasty. I was trying to explain it to her. She was asking me what is that? But she's not from here, so that's understandable. The best way I could tell her or describe it to her was it's like hot apple juice. I know that sounds nasty, but it doesn't taste. That's the best way. I'm cracking up. I'm sorry. That's the best way I could describe it to her. It's not hot apple juice. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just being silly right now. So, anywho, if anybody's gonna drink apple cider, let me know. Or a hot chocolate with the little marshmallows, let me know. I'm not an eggnog person like that. And I got some comments. I want to make sure I answer those comments best way I can. Hey, Miss Rosalind, how you doing? Thank you for watching. Let's see. What did she say? Thank you for the 2 years. And yes, you love apple cider too. Oh, somebody knows what I'm talking about. Y'all, apple cider, not apple cider vinegar. Apple cider is good. She says also you can cold or hot in Texas. I never had it cold, but I may want to try that. I'm telling y'all, it's so good. It's so good. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know how I got introduced to it. But it's so great. So once again, if you want to warm up, grab a hot chocolate with the little marshmallows. I am also suggesting apple cider, not apple cider vinegar, but apple cider. It comes in a a box. It comes in a yellow box. I might have to just pull it up. I'm just geeking out right now. Let's see, apple cider, and of course, apple cider vinegar always comes up. That's not what I'm looking for. You can get this at Wally World, aka Walmart. Cute penguins. Let's see. Oh, I did stop sharing my screen. Oh well. Look up apple cider, not apple cider vinegar, and it should be like in your local store. Wherever you shop at. It should be right there in your local store. What was you saying? Okay, Rosa says she's drinking eggnog, apple cider, and hot chocolate, and marshmallows finishing the year. Yes. Well, that sounds awesome, Miss Rosalind. Yeah, I'm not really it's not like my go-to. Let's say it that way. If all three of those is on the table right now, chances are I will either pick the hot chocolate or the apple cider. But if eggnog was like the only thing there, maybe. But I've never gotten through. And of course, it's a preference of taste. I've never gotten through a whole glass of of eggnog. But maybe if somebody made it differently. Let's see, Gloria. Hey, Gloria. Apple cider is so much better than apple cider vinegar. Yes, of course. Yes. Make sure to drink the right one or it's going to burn. Yes. That is so true. Don't listen. Don't drink apple cider vinegar. I guess some people do in their household for health benefits, or I'm not Miss Gloria or Rosalind. Have y'all had like apple cider vinegar for like health benefits or whatnot? I know people, especially in the South, may put some apple cider vinegar in their collard greens, but I don't know. But I wouldn't suggest like drinking it like straight up like you would. Oh. Mr. Rosalind says 3.5 gallons of eggnog in the freezer for summer. I might have to see pictures of that. I buy apple cider by half gallon. Okay, and 3.5 gallons of eggnog in the freezer for summer. That is funny. With the eggnog, do they have different flavors like pumpkin spice like that, or you would have to make that a flavor? And once again, like Miss Gloria said, don't drink apple cider vinegar straight up. You're gonna burn. Okay. Miss Rosa says she drinks. Okay. Oh, for health benefits. Yes, and the water needs to be diluted. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Miss Rosa? Do you have like a recipe to the best way to drink the apple cider vinegar? If anybody wanted to look into that for health benefits. And then Miss Gloria says, let's see, add a lot of water to apple cider vinegar, like the way you would do lemonade. Okay. Yeah, because you have to balance it out for it to be like tolerable, but still get the benefits of what you're doing. Okay, I see. They have, but I did the original. Okay. I really appreciate y'all's input. Once again, I've always heard of eggnog, and it's never been my go-to. Maybe because growing up, I always thought it was an adult drink. I think that's what it is. I think always growing up, I always assumed that only adults drink it. So I never was like, attracted to it. But I'm still a big kid. So give me hot chocolate with little marshmallows all day. And then I don't know when I tried, the apple cider, not apple cider vinegar. So, but I fell in love with it ever since. So whatever, which one ever you decide to choose, just stay warm, or maybe this is your weather, but I don't like to be cold. So yeah, I'm gonna bundle up some good soups. Maybe y'all could do some nice soups this winter. I like chicken noodles. Some people like pumpkin and whatnot. Broccoli cheddar sounds good. Okay, I'm getting hungry. Well, Miss Rosalind and Miss Gloria, I appreciate your feedback and commenting. Like, feel free also to go back. And since you're on here, I'm gonna just show you one more time. Feel free to go check out these links that I had on here. And see if there's anything in there that interests you. I really appreciate y'all just helping me celebrate these 2 years. It went by so fast, man. Time waits for no one. But I'm very grateful for, just to be able to see it. And right down here, yeah, Miss Gloria, Miss Rosalind, like right down here. Feel free to check these out or share these with somebody you know. Maybe you know somebody who needs a website or store builder, WordPress hosting, or web hosting in general, or want to work with me on a basic website. I would love to do my best to try to help at a budget that fits you. And also the gift ideas and for the collectibles. All right, I could talk, forever and a day, right? But I appreciate. I can't say it enough. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Like 2 years went by super fast, but I couldn't have gotten to these 2 years without you, the listeners, without you, the participants, without you, the guests, Miss Rosalind, most recently, Miss Gloria. Maybe, going into the new year, I could have you as a guest on the podcast. And don't worry, you don't have to have, been in foster, adoption, or orphan. Maybe you help out in those communities, or maybe you're just wanting to give back in a certain way. Maybe you have a service that helps people in a regular. I would love to talk to you. We'll talk later on, but yeah, let me stop sharing and let's see. Oh, thanks for the links. Yes, Miss Robin, thanks for the links. Hopefully somebody can get some value out of that. Those links, be able to get some deals for what they're looking for. All right. Oh, I just read your other comment, Miss Rosalind. I drink straight up eggnog, so put some liquor bundled up. Oh, yes. Oh, your birthday's the 28th. Well, happy early birthday, Miss Rosalind. You're definitely gonna have an awesome birthday this month. You're right in the holidays with the beautiful lights around you. You have your eggnog, which I'm surprised to hear you freeze for the summer, but I don't know. But happy birthday, happy early birthday to you. And once again, thank you for just watching and participating. And feel free to share this content with anybody who may want to watch the replay. If you are tuning in now, feel free to share this content with somebody you know. Or hey, if you're on the replay, feel free to still leave a comment and I will get to it as time permits. And once again, feel free to submit to me the saying I always say at the end of each podcast. What is that saying I always say? And I don't just want the answer to what's that saying I always say. I'm waiting for somebody to send me you say this and this is the why you say this. If somebody can respond, I would love to present you with a bigger trivia prize giveaway. Just for you taking the initiative to find that extended answer to that question. All right, but regardless, I appreciate all of you for just celebrating 2 years with me. Once again, this is the early live because I used to do these on Sundays, but I know people got busy weekend. Well, happy holidays to your family. Make sure you take one day at a time. Make sure you just don't be nice for the season. Don't be a Scrooge throughout the year. And then Christmas, you're sweet and kind. Let's work on, myself included, just one day at a time and being the change we want to see. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Happy holidays. And remember, I'm not going to tell you. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. I'm looking for those answers. Take care.